I'm starting to sound a bit like a broken record here. Arizona is in a severe drought still. And you know what? It's not getting better anytime soon. So we're doing a water drive today, but a different kind of water drive. A water drive to fill these trucks to make sure life-saving water gets to our Arizona wildlife. I'm out at Arizona Game and Fish this morning. We're outside by a catchment. I have Joe Curry here and Michael Coliani. So before we learn about catchments, Michael, I want to talk a little bit about what is happening to our wildlife. We've been talking about the drought for a long time,
Sure.
but it has a long-range effect on our wildlife.
Yeah, absolutely, Terry. Water really is wildlife's most precious resource. And when we're in the middle of an extended drought like we are right now, it really just puts that much more stress on the animal's ability to survive and reproduce. And especially after a dry winter like the one we just had right now, it really makes it even harder for them to survive, because a lot of those plants that would be lush and green this time of year, where they get a lot of their water this time of year, are actually dead and dry. So it's really putting so much stress on the animals. So the water that we're able to provide through these catchments truly is a life-saving resource.
Yeah, not to mention that we're kind of encroaching on their territory, right? So as I said, this is one of the many, thousands of catchments across the state of Arizona, right, Joe?
Approximately 3,000.
Really? Okay. So, I mean, typically we rely on the rain, right? To fill the catchments.
So they're designed to be self-sustaining, to collect the rain, to supply the water to the wildlife. And of course, when you have, like Mike said, a dry winter, dry spring, they didn't collect any water. So we've been literally hauling water year-round for the wildlife.
And you've had a record year of hauling water, which is obviously very expensive. And that's because of the drought, right?
Right, and it's because of the drought. So everything's going to go dry. We've been hauling water for over 12 months straight. And there's super remote water catchments to the point where we have to haul the water with a helicopter, which becomes really, really expensive.
Yeah, and you know, when you look at these catchments, they go dry fast too, right?
Yeah,
because it's so hot out, right?
Yep, and the animals drink a lot of water when it's hot and dry.
Well, we all do. We all should, right? So what I love, though, is that Arizona Game and Fish has been able to incorporate technology to help you recognize when some of the catchments are getting low.
Right, so new technology came out a couple of years ago called the Ranch Bot. It actually gives it's satellite driven, so we can see the stuff on our computer real time, and it tells us the level of the water in the catchment. So if we know, and it'll actually send us a warning so that we can go out there and fill the water.
Gosh, that's amazing. And we're talking across the entire state of Arizona. So
right.
This is a big project.
Yeah, so far we have 400 of those deployed across the state to help us manage water, and we can, kind of once one gets really low, we know the ones in the surrounding area are that way too. So
obviously, Michael, this is a very expensive task.
Absolutely.
Right? And what we're asking for today is people to help donate so that we can give our wildlife the life-saving water they need. What kind of money are we talking about that, I mean, record year?
Yeah, Terry, so this program wouldn't be able to happen without the generous donors, the volunteers, the ranchers that we work with to make this happen, because the project really costs over $1 million every single year.
Wow.
And we like to remind folks that the Game and Fish Department is not funded by any tax dollars, so it's all through donations and the helps of generous citizens.
Yeah.
And so we want folks who are interested in helping to provide this life-saving resource for wildlife to go to sendwater.org.
You know, I want to say that it's easy, but it's not, right? Keeping these full, it's a task, and that is one thing that we all take for granted, is that we can walk and get a bottle of water and our wildlife can't. So thanks, you guys. Really good information. All right, here's more information. You can give wildlife a chance to survive. You can donate today, scan the QR code, or visit sendwater.org.